Hi again. So at this point, you should have watched a very quick video on the assignments for this week. Now I'm going to talk just about the content for this week. All right, so now this week we are taking a look at a memoir by Malala. So if you don't know who she is, take a couple of minutes, look her up online. She has a pretty sophisticated or pretty detailed Wikipedia page. If you want to feel like you haven't done anything with your life, she's a good person to look at. She is a 22-year-old who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 for her work with women's rights and women's literacy. So, women being given the right to read. So take a look at her. She's really interesting. She's doing a lot of interesting stuff. All right, so this week we are taking a look at I Am Malala. This is her autobiography or her memoir. Now, if you look at the videos for this week, there will be a lot of information about what a memoir is. But what I want to do in this video is to just quickly introduce you to the first couple of paragraphs of Malala's memoir and talk about what lessons we can take away from them. All right, so now here, I'm going to read the first two paragraphs just so you get a feel for them. Here's the beginning of Malala's memoir. The ride to school was quick. Just 5 minutes up the road and along the river. I arrived on time. An exam day passed as it always did. The chaos of Mingora City surrounded us with its honking horns and its factory noises while we worked silently, bent over our papers in hushed concentration. By day's end, I was tired but happy. I knew I'd done well on my test. Let's stay on for the second trip, said Maniba, my best friend. That way we can chat a little longer. We always like to stay on for the late pickup. Now, if you read these paragraphs, you should take a couple of things away from them. The first is that memoirs are in the first person. They tell the story from your own perspective. So in memoirs, a lot of the focus is on emotions and thoughts. Memoirs or autobiographies let someone inside your own mind. Keep this in mind when you write your own memoirs in the coming weeks. The goal is to choose a moment in your life and really allow us to see what's going on in your head and what makes you tick. The second thing I want you to take away from I Am Malala is that memoirs often dive in. This does not feel like a Wikipedia entry. It does not begin with, I was born in da-da-da-da. Instead, she simply dives into the story. So the first sentence again begins with, the ride to school was quick. We don't know where she is. We don't know who she is. As we move along, the narrative gradually unfolds for us, but memoirs often do this, and you can do it on your own. Dive into the story. You can always clue us in and get us up to speed later. The third thing to take away from this memoir is the use of dialogue. Dialogue and conversation are great ways to make the story come to life for your reader. So as you look at I Am Malala, look for these techniques. So again, using the first person, that's technique one. The second one is just diving into the story and letting it unravel as you go along. And then the third technique is using dialogue. All right, so I hope you enjoy the reading from I Am Malala. I really, really look forward to hearing your thoughts on it.